It's been a minute, hasn't it? 34 days to be exact. If it wasn't apparent enough, I kind of decided to take a break from YouTube and just the internet as a whole for that matter, to some extent anyways. And the leading reason behind that is that I'm just really busy. I have been and was before I even took this break. It just feels like that I'm constantly bombarded by obligations and deadlines and things that need to get done no matter where I am or what day it is. There's always one more thing. Some of these are self-inflicted burdens and others are just things that I literally have to get done. School, various college paperwork, college tours, scholarships for college, homework, and then also at the same time maintaining my part in the numerous student organizations I'm involved in and living and working all at the same time. It adds up. And that's not to say that I don't love all these things, because I do, and that's why I'm so motivated and so involved in these things. Sometimes it just becomes too much, though, and eventually you have to resort to prioritizing things over others. So that's where my seemingly instant disappearance from the internet came from, the stress of everyday life, and eventually down to the fact that I have to prioritize what's truly going to benefit me into my future over my interests like YouTube and the content I make. And again, this isn't to say that I objectively like something over another, because really it's hard for me to decide. I'm sure this won't be appealing to anyone more than my 7 consistent viewers that I get every video, but I felt like this would be something good to talk about myself and just kind of explain my situation in life. It's chaotic, yes, but I do it all for a reason. Anyways, the point of this video was never just to ramble on about myself entirely. Rather, I wanted to briefly cover what I have planned for the rest of the year and for this channel. Over the course of the last month of my absence, a lot, and I mean a lot, has happened. I mean, just in more recent and notable terms, MatPat is retired, and that was one of the most bittersweet moments I've ever had. One of the literal foundations of YouTube as a platform, one of the most honest, genuine, heartful creators of our time, has stepped back from his channel, The Game Theorist. I'm glad he's retiring in a way because he really deserves it, and it's so great that he can spend more time with his family and take on newer, more personal projects. On the other hand, seeing the guy that literally made up half of our childhoods and influenced nearly every creator on the platform step back, well, for one, makes me feel old as hell, but also reminds us that this platform, like all others, is ever evolving and changing, and not everyone can do it forever. Captain Sparkle's probably the biggest pillar of my childhood, and someone that I have to make a separate video dedicated entirely to, put it in the best way possible.
As for the future beyond the hardcore all advancements send-off, I don't want to make any promises, though as I've said before, I do like the idea of doing more of these direct-to-camera vlogs covering what I see as an interesting topic, and I think that as we have all grown up together here, in many cases, that's the sort of content that a lot of you actually find more compelling these days anyway. But we'll just have to see. There could be some huge unexpected hit game that arrives next month, and all of a sudden we're jumping headlong into content on that. I have no idea, and I think it's unwise to completely write anything off, even the possibility of, well, something unexpected comes up with Minecraft and there's like some incredible opportunity.
Obviously, the gradual clearing out of older creators over the course of recent years has led to the rise of newer creators, some of that largely including the Minecraft audience, which ties into the other side of recent news that, frankly, I saw coming at some point, but it's disappointing nonetheless. If you're any bit aware of the whole Minecraft YouTube scene, the majority of the biggest creators, I guess in the past couple of years, some of them have kind of died off, but most of these big creators were Dream SMP members, and most of them have fallen off hard since the end of that server. Wilbur Soot, just for example, has recently been outed as an abuser by multiple people he's been associated with, like creator Shovel, and Wilbur just basically confirmed all of the allegations, in a way just admitting to nearly everything. The other objectively larger creator, George Not Found, has just recently been accused of making non-consensual sexual advances on Katie Bugs, another creator, at a TwitchCon event, and George was 27 years while she was only 18 at the time. Realistically, both of these topics could be their own separate videos, as there's just so many details and perspectives that can go into both sides of both stories, but it boils down to the fact that they were both accused at first, lied about it, and then later admitted to the allegations. That irritates me the most. It's almost as if any of these newer creators hit popularity and decide that the law and frankly common human decency doesn't apply to them and start going off the rails, acting like no one will notice. It's sickening because so many people actually idolize these people to such a degree that some of them will go out of their way to justify anything the guilty party does. I won't talk about this much further as, again, not the point of the video, but it just goes to show that creators, no matter how much you think you know them, aren't the people you see on the screen in a realistic setting, myself included, even though I try to be as genuine as I can in front of the microphone. Everyone puts on an act, and nothing can truly reflect that person's true intentions or their character in reality. So, where am I going with all this? Obviously, even through all the work I've had time to step back and think about what I want to do on this platform and where I want to be and what I want to be creating by the end of this year. My goal has been and always will continue to be making honest, straightforward videos that don't fall into the same line of supposed brain rot we see nowadays. Anything and everything I create comes from passion, from genuine interest, and that will never change. I make content on what I enjoy. I've never really been in this to grow my channel super fast and make myself well known. That's not my goal, but it's not something I won't turn away from either. More than anything, I just want to make simple videos that reflect who I am, how I act, and what I know and love, all in the hopes of leaving my own little mark on the internet. I want to be someone's childhood, as so many other creators over the years have been to me, paying forward what they've done for me onto the next generation. Of course, this then begs the question of what type of creator I want to be and where do I want my content to stand in the grand scheme of things. I'll start off by saying that Bed Wars is going nowhere by any means. It's the hallmark of my YouTube career so far and the game that always made me who I am. Obviously though, it's past its time on YouTube with only a small audience actually remaining. So I think it's about time to explore my other interests a little more thoroughly. Videos like these, for example, with cinematic Minecraft gameplay in the background, are something that I've been tossing around for a little while now. Writing and speaking are two things that I feel like I can be good at with the right amount of time and preparation, and talking about situations or life like this can be helpful to not only myself, but hopefully others. Making serious yet calm, simple videos talking about just the course of life is something I could see myself pursuing more into the future. On the other side of this coin, I want to make some louder, fast-paced commentary videos too, like what I did with the Dream video. Researching and informing audiences is fulfilling to me, covering the events of the vast place we call the internet. Okay, enough about commentary though. What if I wanted to get even more in depth with the human mind and what people really think and feel while combining it with a medium that I'm passionate about, all the while getting others involved directly? VR chat, I feel, serves this purpose in the best way possible. Exploring worlds and communities while also interviewing and getting people's opinion on the simplest questions to the most controversial, analyzing how the vast range of the public interacts and responds, all in this extremely personable medium seems so unique to me, and I at least have to give it a try. A great example of what I mean includes the channel Humans of VR, which you should totally check out. They explore the user base of VR chat and how diverse the ecosystem truly can be. I could realistically see myself doing something similar. Again, I could do some more fast-paced things as well, but mostly the calmer, more analytical, interview-based kind of things. VR itself is something I'm passionate about exploring though, and feel that the mainstream doesn't really give it enough attention. Games like Bone Lab, presenting its nearly endless possibilities with beautiful graphics, amazing storytelling, and community-driven mod support, deserves so much more attention than they're given, and could realistically not only mark the future of VR gaming and gaming as a whole, but the evolution of socialization in VR physics. It's just such a unique, amazing game that's frankly ahead of its time and is something that I really want everyone to be more aware of. At this point, I may be rambling and I apologize, but it really reflects where my interests are and why I'm such a crazy all over the place example of a person. This channel will likely never be consistent in schedule or type of content, and that's fine really. To appreciate the wider internet and the amazing opportunity it offers, it's great to spread your interests and dedications across mediums and platforms, and I hope it's something we can all kind of explore into the future. From Minecraft and Bed Wars to VR, commentary, and Wings of Fire even, I've got so much planned for this channel over the course of the rest of the year, and I can't wait to show you all what I can do. I have bigger projects I'm going to work on until May, where I will post them around when I graduate, kind of as a final send-off to my childhood, and then everything will only take off further from there. I want to take a calmer, higher quality approach to the content I make, while also expanding my horizons and range, and I hope you all can appreciate that. Most likely, I'll cover these topics further in another video like this, as I've kind of turned this into a yap fest. If you've made it this far, thank you, truly. You're the sole reason that I still pursue projects like this and have the motivation to share who I am on this amazing platform. I hope to see you again, stranger or not, and I hope you can join me next to see where this journey and content will take me. I love you guys, and I'll catch you in the next one.